All right. Until now, we were totally dependent on the fonts which are basically installed in the machine of the user. And as you have seen previously as well, it has some cons as well, because you might use some sort of font and which is not installed into the machine of the user. And then what will happen? It will fall back to the fallback font which you have specified in the CSS. But in this video, we will learn about how we can use technically any fonts inside of our website. All right. So to do that, what I have done, I have just cleared up all of my CSS. And here I have just a heading and a paragraph with lorem text. So the first question is how we're gonna get fonts, right? And you can technically buy the fonts and also buy the license for the fonts. But we have another great resource, which is Google Fonts, where we will have many of the fonts. Here we have at this moment 1840 fonts which we can use totally for free in our website. So we will use that. Before doing so, let's see something. So here in my browser, if I just inspect this H1 and go to this computed tab, and here as you can see the font family name is Inter, because in my system this is the default sans serif font. Okay, so here it is, right? Now what we can do, we can go to Google Fonts and let's pick up some fonts. For example, this Open Sans font is not installed into my machine. So what I can do, I can use this, or let's see, we have this one. This is the Inter font which I am using currently right now. So let's check it out. So this is the font. So this is the font which is called Lato. So I will go here, and what I will do is that I will click on this get font here. Also, as you can see, here is the preview of the fonts, how it will look into the website. Okay, so yeah, looks good. So get font, and here what you will see something like this. And now I will click on this get embed code. You can download the font and then use the font as we were using, but what we will do, we will click on this one, get embed code, and now we are having something like this. And this is very important here. So on the left side, what we have, we can just customize the font families and the font weights. So as you can see, by default it is selecting everything. So the thin 100, thin 100 italic, light 300, 300 italic, and so on and so forth. You can uncheck something if you do not want to include that into your HTML, but here I will check everything. Okay, now we have two options here. So here is the web tab is selected, but we can use it inside of the Android, iOS, and the Flutter development, but we are not using that right now. We are in the web. Okay, and here what you can do, you can just copy paste this link tag into the head of the HTML, or I can just click on this import, which I like to use, and it will give us a import URL CSS code. What it is, basically inside of CSS we can import the fonts, and it is doing just like that. So I can just copy this import code, and then I can go to my code editor. Okay, and inside of here I can paste that. And here, as you can see, inside of this URL, we have the fonts.googleapis.com css2 family equals to Lato. Okay, and hit save. And here I can just do something like this. So I will just wrap it up. So now we have our font included into our CSS. Now how we can use that? It is quite simple. Let's go to Google Fonts once again. And here it is, the CSS classes. And here, as you can see, the font family, we have to use Lato, or for the fallback, we have to use sans serif. Okay, and it is generating everything like the bold, italic, and so on and so forth. So what I will do, I will just copy this one font family, and we will have our H1, something like this. So H1 here and here, I will just paste that. Okay, so now if I save and go to the browser and go here, okay, my bad. So I forget to link up the CSS file. So here, so link and /styles.css. All right, now it should work. And yes, as you can see, now our font is changed. And now, as you can see, this is the font family name is Lato. Okay, and as you can see, we can change it up something like this. So let's go to the code, not the code, but in the Google Fonts, and go here, and let's grab one other font which I want to use for the this particular text, the paragraph. Okay, so go here in the Google Fonts, and I have something like a font in mind which is called Merriweather. So what I can do, I can just search here. Yes, Merriweather. And this is the font, which is quite nice, right? So as you can see, this is the font. So get font. And now once again, go to get embed code. And now let's go here. And as you can see, it is having the Lato as well as the Merriweather family as well. So let me just copy this. Okay, and go to the code editor, and I will replace that because it is including Lato, but it is not including the Merriweather font, right? So I will just replace that. Okay, save, and now it is having the Merriweather as well as the Lato, and having all of the weights as well. You can customize that as well. So part B, paragraph, and here I will just go to once again, and here it is. So this is the Merriweather for the Merriweather font. So I will just copy that and go to my code editor and paste it out here. And yep, so here it is, and go to the browser once again. And now, as you can see, our font is now changed. And once again, if I just inspect that, so it is saying the Merriweather light. Okay, light regular. And if you want to make sure like, okay, so this font is getting, we are getting from the Google, so we can go to the network and just click on this font. And here, as you can see, this is for, I'm not sure for which font it is. Let me just check here. So this is for Merriweather. Okay, and this one is for Lato. Okay, it is included in the URL. So as you can see, we are now downloading the fonts and using the fonts. So it doesn't matter right now if the font is now installed into the machine of the user, as we are including the fonts right away. So now you can go to the Google font and use any font of your choice inside of your application or the website, right? So this is how we can include the Google fonts inside of our website, okay, or inside of our CSS more specifically. All right, next up we will learn about the text shadows.